now our topic's going to be about recruiting, and I want you to understand something. How many of you guys understand that you were recruited in the business? You were recruited in this business, so it's something that most people stop doing. I've seen it so many times in this business. You know, we've been in Monavie for about 4.5 years, right? 4.5 years it seems like a long time. It seems like a lot more than 4.5 years. But one of the things that we have seen is we see people stop recruiting. How many of you guys would like to stay qualified in your rank? Because at the end of the day, isn't that the most important thing?
Yes.
You know, Randy talked about this when I first met Randy a few years ago, and I will say one thing, Randy, you have slowed it down. You have. When I first met Randy and we saw Randy said something that, thank God, that we had been doing. And it was just to stay focused on maintaining your rank and staying qualified, and that's what recruiting is all about. If you were to ask me what's the most important thing that we could do, it's to constantly be seeking people out there that we can help. Now, let me just clarify something with you, though. You will never do any type of recruiting unless you know why you're doing the recruiting. I'm going to show you guys a quick little video. This is my daughters, and I take them to school almost every single day. How many of you guys can take your children to school? That's my point. You guys follow what I'm saying, especially guys. But what I'm seeing right now in the room is it doesn't even look like a lot of the women are able to take their kids to school. When I was a stockbroker, that was something that I couldn't do. I couldn't take my kids to school, and I didn't like it. So I'm going to show you a quick little video of me taking my two daughters, Claire and Sierra, to school.
You know, when I was a stockbroker, I was not able to take my kids to school. And now I get to take my kids to school because of what I do for a living, the vehicle that I'm in, which is obviously Monavie now. So I always went to work. My wife took my kids to school, and she had to go to a job. And you know, and then I come home in the evenings, they'd be asleep. So you might be in a situation like that, but I enjoy it. I get to take my kids to school as often as I can, and as often as I feel, or whenever I feel like it, I should say. And Jill. So there's my girls right there. We're on our way. Say hi, guys. There's Sierra. So we're on our way.
Woo! Now, I showed that video because if you were to ask me the most important thing that this business has allowed us to do, and is have time freedom. But money is important, don't get me wrong, but what's more important is time freedom. How many of you guys understand that?
Yep.
You are in this because of what this can do to give you freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. Let's make this very, very clear, because ultimately at the end, none of us are going to say, I wish I would have worked a little bit more. We're going to say what? I wish I would have seen my family more. How many of you guys agree with that?
Yes.
That is the most important thing that this business has given to us as a gift, is time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a few different things. And before I do that, I would like to there was somebody, one of my mentors, I have a few mentors now, in fact, Steve and Gina, Brig and Lita, Scott Sue Olson, Joe Patrice Lichardi, obviously Randy Schrader, a lot of my mentors, but Daryl Otterback was a Royal Black Diamond in Monavie, and when I got into Monavie about 4.5 years ago, he said something to me that I really couldn't understand about this business, because this is our first venture in network marketing, community commerce, whatever you want to call this industry. I call it time freedom, a great business. And he said something to me when I first got into business, and he said, understand something, Conrad, you will have an international organization. You will have people that will know people that will know people all around the world. And today, I sit here, and because of somebody that we knew in the States, that knew somebody here, we now have our team in the UK. And what's happened is it's grown into Japan, it's grown into Germany, it's grown into Mexico, it's grown into all these different countries. Well, so what Royal Black Diamond, Daryl Otterback, said to me, one of my mentors, is actually happened for us. Now the beauty of this is that we're very early on. This is a very young company. Would you guys agree this is a young company?
Yes.
How many of you guys have ever been at the right place at the right time? The timing is so here for us right now that you can't even imagine where this is going. You're going to see 10,000 to 12,000 people at these meetings in each individual country. Please understand something. Do not doubt that, because that's what's coming. You've heard the same message with all of the different people that have been up here today. I am telling you right now, you are at the right place at the right time, and you need to share this like everybody's going to know about it by the end of this year. You need it needs to be timely for you right now, because I'm telling you, the next 5 to 10 years, everybody's going to know about this Monavie opportunity, and you want them to be in your business. Okay? So, you want to go to Sister Mark with that?
Well, I was so excited when Conrad came back from one of the leadership summits at Randy Schrader's home, Randy and Tara, because he came back from that event and he was with Calvin and some other leaders from around here in Europe that traveled to his home. And Conrad came home with an amazing belief, a bigger belief than we already have. But it was, Randy spoke briefly on recruiting, and he came home and he said, we have to step up our game. And to me, Conrad and I, our game has always stepped up. But he said, no, we need to step it up even more. Randy went around the room and asked, how many people have you put in the business in the last 6 months? How many people? How many people? How many people? So I would just ask yourself right now, is your business where you want it to be right this second? Okay, if it's not, you need to ask yourself, how many people have you put in the business in the last 6 months? So we're going to get into a little bit of how and why. The most important is, of course, talking to people and being busy in your business. This is not a difficult business, it's a busy business. By being busy, it builds belief in yourself, in the company Monavie, and in the industry. And when you are out there talking to people and sharing, we have a belief in this business because we know that it works. We've never done network marketing before. This is our first go around at it. This is the last company we will ever be with. We're so blessed to be in Monavie, but my belief came because it worked for us. All we got out there to do was just get out and just share the juice. We had product results. The juice, he never slept through the night. Now, thank goodness he sleeps through the night because he doesn't keep me up.
Although, when you're in a different time zone, it's very difficult, I will say.
And then it became a belief in what it did for some of my family members and so on. So we just started talking about it and sharing it. And I think people overcomplicate this. It's, you know, for me, being up here is not a comfortable thing. I think some of you can relate. How are you comfortable being on stage?
No.
One. Okay. A lot of you are not comfortable getting out there and talking to people. I am telling you, in order to make your business succeed, you have to get uncomfortable. And even though this is not my comfort zone up here, in order to grow as a leader, I have to be up here to show other people that they can do it. Because if Jill Padilla can do it, any of you can do it.
Now, purpose. And I will tell you, Jill is one of the best recruiters in the business, and I will tell you, it's amazing.
That's right.
There's times I'll come home, and she'll come home with 1 or 2 or 3 applications. I'm not kidding you. It's just amazing what this little gal can do as far as recruiting. Give me purpose. Please understand something. I think a lot of times that we go talk to people and we really can't get ourselves out of the way. How many of you guys understand that you can't get yourself out of the way? Most of the time, like Steve Barrett was saying, we fight going out there and talking to people about the Monavie opportunity because we talk ourselves out of it because we're giving ourselves every reason in the world why they wouldn't look at this opportunity. How many of you guys are doing that often? They wouldn't be interested because they have lots of money. They wouldn't be interested because of this. They wouldn't be interested because of that. You talk yourself out of talking to that person. Please understand something. We were looking for this opportunity. When Todd and Ashley Cartel came to us with this bottle, they did everything wrong. But we were looking. And because we were looking, it made a difference for us because it changed our life forever. Now, did we see it right away? Absolutely not. But the bottom line is we thought, well, what if? So please understand something. When you go out there and you share this opportunity with people, there are people that you know right now that are hoping and praying for something to come their way. How many of you guys were hoping and praying that something was coming your way like Monavie? Well, the reality is that most people out there don't see it in a bottle of juice. How many of you guys had a dream last night that says, this is a bottle of juice is to come into my life and it's going to change my life? It's different, isn't it? But understand something, that there are people out there that are so desperate and they're looking for anything that's going to take away the pain and it's going to give them the freedom. So understand, giving you purpose, helping others is the most powerful thing that we can do as human beings. And this is something that all of us around the world want. This isn't something that's just a European thing. Everybody around the world wants to be helped, whether it's health or financially. How many of you guys agree with that? Okay, keeping your business exciting. How many of you guys have put somebody new in the business and you're all excited again? So don't stop doing it, because one of the things that I've learned from Brig Hart, I mean, how many of you guys know that Brig Hart might be, you might think that he's probably at his stage of the game, he's probably good. Do you know that one of the things, one of my mentors, Brig, said to me, he said, the most exciting thing for me is not the money anymore. It's be able to go out there and see an excited person, be able to see hope, like Calvin did such a great job talking about. You bring hope to people. That's what's in this bottle. What's in this bottle is hope for people. Does this world need it?
Yeah. Yes.
Does the world need hope right now?
Yes.
Do we have it? Do we have the vehicle to help people?
Yes.
So then why in the world would we not want to go out there and share it with people on a consistent basis? Now, the other thing is that what happens a lot of times is we go tell people to recruit, and then what are we doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. One of the challenges that I ask of you, and Randy did such a great job, and I challenge every single one of you guys, you have to be able to get to his house in San Diego. It's something you just got to make a decision and say, I am going on the next one. You have to be there. I love the way he stood in front of every person, for those of you guys that were there, and he said, how many applications, like Jill said, how many applications have you put in the last 6 months? And it was honestly to God embarrassing for most people in the room. And then he says, you're the leader of your group. You're the leader of your group. You want people to recruit, you want people to put new applications in, then you start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he basically said. Set the right example for leadership. Help us stay qualified. Qualified is the name of the game.
Yep.
How many of you guys think you can pay your bills with your pen? What pays your debt? What gives you freedom?
Paycheck.
The income.
That's right.
You work hard to stay qualified, and the way that you stay qualified is by consistently seeking people out there that want this opportunity, not people that you have to convince. This is not a business of convincing. How many of you guys are doing that? It's no fun, isn't it? We are not in the convincing business. We're going out there and we're looking for people who want what we have. Okay?
Talk to people daily. This is very easy for me. What I do is I incorporate it into my life with my kids, with my husband. If I'm going to the mall, my new favorite street is Champs-Élysées. And I actually hit up people there in Paris because it's easy. You just open yourself up and you compliment. You say, you're doing such a great job. I'd love to have you in my business. Well, what do you do? This is what I do. So talking to people daily. You should be talking, if you want your business to grow, 3 to 5 people every single day. Do I do it every day? Pretty much. If you want your check to maintain, you need to stay consistent. Sponsor on purpose. Know your weekly goals. If you haven't hit your goals, you need to get out there. Don't sit at home on the couch. Don't sit in your office. Don't look in your back office. Don't look at how many people have come into your business. That's not an income-generating activity. You need to get out there and sponsor on purpose. Your economic level and above. You can reach down later, like Randy says, when your business is established.
Yeah, and also with the CDs, can we all hand a CD out?
Yes.
These tools are incredible. You got your first look, the invitation, all of these sorts of telephone scripts. Here's the deal. It's all there. Use the system. Use the tools. The tools are there to help you. Can we all hand a CD out? Yes. Is that something that we can all do? Absolutely. Manage your candidate list every day. Every day you got it. This is something I learned from Randy. Manage your candidate list on a daily basis. And practice, practice, practice. Please understand something. If you practice enough, you're going to get really good. How many of you guys understand that?
Yes.
What's the difference between a good athlete and a great athlete?
Practice.
Just practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you look at Kobe Bryant, one of the best athletes in the world, it's not that he's more talented. What does he do more than anybody?
Practice.
He stays after the game and he practices and he practices and practices. Every day you practice and you do the right income-generating activities, and that's the key. I'm going to end it with this. This is from Arnold Schwarzenegger. For me, life is continuously being hungry. The meaning of life is not simply to exist, survive, but to move ahead, to go up, to achieve and conquer. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Always be hungry. Never, ever, ever go without being hungry. Every day you should have a new challenge. And know what your purpose is every single day, because you'll be in the right habits. We thank you guys for having us.